Welcome back to another episode of the Four Downs Podcast, a show where we cover 4 trending NFL topics in 20 minutes or less. I am joined by my co-host, Josh, a.k.a. Kablumski. How you doing, brother? Welcome back.
Man, thank you for having me. I'm happy to be back. Thanks for having me.
Good. We missed you last week. You know, we're busy. We got lives, so it's just good to have you on here. Getting ready for the Super Bowl, our first of 2 Super Bowl preview episodes. The brunt of our Super Bowl talk will be next week. We're going to be mostly backtracking, talking a few other NFL topics, including our 4 Downs awards at the end of this show.
Let's go.
Stay tuned. Without further ado, I say we just get into it. Our first topic today is reviewing the NFC Championship, which featured the Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles, with the Eagles coming out on top 55-23. Once again, the story was Saquon Barkley being unstoppable. Every time he got the ball, seemingly made something happen, rushing in 15 carries, mind you, for 118 yards for 3 touchdowns with a long of 60. And my take on just solely Saquon Barkley is if you watched their game with the Rams, you know that the entire Eagles offense runs through Saquon Barkley. If you can find a way to not stop him, that's not possible. If you can find a way to simply slow him down or take some of those big plays away, you can put the game solely in Jalen Hurts' hands, where the Eagles tend to struggle when you force Jalen Hurts to be a passer. I'm not saying in any way that Jalen Hurts is not a competent passer. I believe he's an outstanding quarterback. I think he's a smart quarterback, and I think he knows where his bread is buttered. He knows he's mobile. He knows he can escape the pocket, and he knows who his receivers are, which was evident from him finding A.J. Brown 6 times, Dallas Goedert 7 times. But look at where the offense came from. 7 rushing touchdowns. 3 from Barkley, 3 from Hurts, 1 from Will Shipley. So when we get into the Super Bowl, I mean, that's going to be the focal point for the Chiefs, but this is not about the Chiefs. This is about Eagles.
Stop it.
That's all I think about.
Stop
On the Commander side of the ball, I was impressed with Jaden Daniels. We've never seen a rookie make it to the Super Bowl, and for good reason, because it's difficult to get there in the first place. If you're a big-name rookie, you're going to a bad team, which was the case here. He made the most of this season, and there's nothing you can take away from him.
Historic.
I don't think he looked nervous. I don't think he looked like the situation was too big for him. I think he just ran into a juggernaut and has a defense that was unable to stop the run, Josh. With that, I want to hand it off to you. What are your takes on this game? What did you see that I'm missing?
No, I think you hit it on the head. Honestly, just starting off with the Eagles, of course, you got to run the Saquon train, right? No diddy. But you have to make sure that you keep on going and giving him the ball, because you said 15 carries, along of, plus 50 again. 60. It's just insane what the guy is doing. Jalen Hurts, love the guy, love the leadership skills, love that he's a leader of men. Is he an elite quarterback? Is he a great quarterback? I'm not giving him that title yet. Is he a good quarterback? Yes. Is he a good game manager? Yes. Can he do the job that needs to be done in Philly? Yes. And that's partly because of what Saquon is bringing too. But, it's just all clicking right now, right? Everything is also hitting on all cylinders because their offense is helping their defense. And that's one take that I wanted to add on to yours was the defense on the Philly Dogs is what they call them. They got like 6 Georgia Bulldogs on their team. They are starting to realize what they got on the NFL level, and they're clicking as well. So the time running the ball, the time that they're, taking away from running the ball is obviously giving the time for them to strategically come up with a game plan to stop whatever opponent's in front of them. So they are a team that is on a mission. It's going to be a tough out, which it's a Super Bowl, right? The 2 best teams, right? So I'm happy for what they got going on. On the Commander side, very interesting. You know how I felt about Jaden Daniels all year. Huge fan of what he's done. You talk about historic numbers. You talk about just what he's done to the game in general. You talk about the standard that he has set for incoming rookies and mobile rookies at that stage is just unbelievable. What Dan Quinn has also done with that team is just, you got to give him the flowers. This team was not supposed to be here, guys. We got to understand this team was, predicted at lower end of that division, down there with the Giants, whatnot. But whatever happened. They are a team that you could see once they come together as a culture, as they all have that same vision. Is a team that has a bright future. I think they were a year or two, maybe a little early, but hey, the sky's the limit for them, because if they got here with what they were already dealt with, it's just up from here. I truly believe that what Jaden Daniels is doing for the league and for that team is just something that we should really applaud.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that is a quick segment. We're out of time here. So there's a few more things I want to say. We will save some of the Philly talk for next week as we prep for the Super Bowl, because a lot of what we're talking about here is also going to roll into how the Chiefs defend this Eagles team and how the Chiefs attack this outstanding Eagles defense. So with that, we will move on to our second topic. Our second topic today, obviously, is going to be the Chiefs and Bills game, one of the highest rated NFL games of all time. Once again, the Arrowhead Invitational features the Buffalo Bills, and once again, the Bills are sent home losers, 32-29 Chiefs. I would like to start on the Bills side. First, Josh Allen, outstanding game. 237 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, QB rating of 104.7. Ran the ball 11 times, 39 yards. I don't think there's anything else Josh Allen could have done in this game. He played a virtually flawless game. Had a few unfortunate drops toward the end of the game from Dalton Kincaid. But once again, Josh Allen puts them in a position to win. Once again, the Chiefs come out on top. Patrick Mahomes, statistically, one of his best playoff games of all time. Passes for 245 with 1 touchdown, no interceptions. He also rushed for 2 touchdowns. So it appeared that the Bills were mostly focused on getting pressure to him, and he was prepared. He was ready to scramble. It almost looked like he was looking to scramble a lot more often than we're used to. He was looking to get out of the pocket, and it worked. He was able to find Xavier Worthy quite a few times. He was able to hit Hollywood Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster making a few appearances, Samaje Perine getting involved in the passing game. And while Travis Kelce was, for the most part, taken out of the equation, only 2 receptions for 19 yards, just his presence on the field, knowing that he had just gone off for over 100 yards in the previous game, seemed to free up a lot of the other receivers, just from my perspective. I'll let you take your time, and then if there's anything else I want to throw in at the end, I think you probably got this pretty well covered. I'll take myself out of it, try to avoid the homer treatment here a little bit. So, Josh, take over.
No, man, honestly, man, first of all, congratulations, man. I gotta say that on record. I've been hating on you and your team for a while, and it is what it is. It's a tough pill to swallow, but I'm a man, and it is what it is. Anyway, with that being said, let's start off with your Chiefs. Listen, at the end of the day, you're absolutely right when you talk about Patrick Mahomes and being mobile out of the pocket. That was something that I was asking for these past few games, because you're caging a pit bull that is ready to be free. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let that man go. Let him be an athlete. Let him create plays on the fly. What works well with him is you get the mastermind behind it all in Andy Reid. So Andy Reid is also flowing the flow of traffic to whatever side that he is comfortable in flowing himself. So just the way he utilizes, Xavier Worthy you touched on, it just shows how far above and beyond Andy Reid is in coaching, in the coaching world, because he's just so well prepared and just has that play just so developed to where he knows when Patrick is going to go out. And like you said, Kelce is always going to be a presence, right? Whether he's makes an impact on the stat board or not, he is going to make an impact some way, somehow, right? He blocks tremendously. Juju Smith-Schuster, excuse me. Another guy who just plays his role well. Plays his role well. So, Marja P. Ryan, you talk about
230-yard, by the way, 230-yard receptions from Juju Smith-Schuster. Only made 2 plays. Both
that's it.
huge
That's
plays.
like
He's ready
huge,
to step
big
up when
time.
he's needed.
So, with all that being said, really quick, going to the Bills, I'm trying to knock this out quick. The thing about the Bills is that, man, that's tough. But hey, guys, it's something that we got to come together and realize this is the team to beat. This is the standard. We can't get past them. This is something that we have to come together to get past this wall. At the end of the day, Dalton Kincaid, when you say at the beginning of the year, who is the best receiver, not wide receiver, who is the best receiver in that
catcher.
Pass catcher, correct. Excuse me. It was Dalton Kincaid. That play was very similar to what the Baltimore did in prior week, where that play was specifically for him, specifically for the shorthand guy that was supposed to be the number one. That hey, when shit gets real, or, excuse me, when I relying on you, and that's the hard part about this game and about that game in general is that particular play didn't define the game, but it definitely obviously played a huge outcome. Correct.
It determined the outcome in the moment.
Correct.
And I did want to touch on the Steve Spagnuolo blitz packages toward the end of the game, but I think we can fit that in the Super Bowl preview because I'm excited to see what Spagnuolo draws up, especially in obvious passing situations with Jalen Hurts back there and his rushing ability very similar to Josh Allen's. So we are going to save that for next week. And with that, let's move away from game talk and talk a little bit about front office stuff. With our third topic today, we're going to continue with the head coaching talk. Last week, we had Mike on the show. We touched on the head coaches that had been hired up to that point. We do have more head coaching news since then. Jacksonville Jaguars have hired Liam Cohen away from your Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Duval.
A guy that, honestly, silly chant, by the way. You're celebrating one of the worst counties in Florida.
Stop it. Don't talk about that. Hey, don't talk about Duval like that.
You attended college up there. I forgot about that.
Be careful now. Be careful now. And that's not how you say Duval, Liam Cohen, just so you know. So I'm making fun of them.
Tell me a little bit about Liam Cohen, because I don't know him all that well. I predominantly watch AFC football. So, right. I mean, I know my NFC well enough. I don't know a lot about coordinators out of the NFC outside of guys like Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn. So tell me a little bit about Liam Cohen's game, what he brings to the Jaguars, and how do you think he's going to perform over there?
So this is the thing, and I'm going to take my Buccaneer bias out of this, right? Just talk on an NFL or the football aspect. The guy is a quarterback whisperer. At the end of the day, right? If he pairs well with a quarterback, he's going to be he's going to have another set of coaches' eyes on the field. Essentially, is how he coordinates his relationship with his quarterbacks. So you can't take that away from him. The guy knows how to get the best out of his quarterback, right? So having a Trevor Lawrence over there that has high expectations is supposed to be the answer, the franchise quarterback. Hey, this might be a good situation for them. May not be the full turning point for that whole team in that organization, but I think the fit at that particular relationship is going to be crucial and it's going to work. Now, on the flip side of that, he as a head coach is going to take some steps back because he's been a coordinator his whole time, and he's only been on the offensive side. Doesn't have really came back and forth from the college game. He was at University of Kentucky, I believe, back and forth in LA with the Rams. So he's never really had touched on that side of the football. So, and that's a big question mark over there in Jacksonville. So that's something that they need to work on. Is he going to answer that? I don't know. Has he learned from Todd Bowles? I don't know. So that's something that he's going to have to work on. But he's a hell of a coach, hell of a quarterback whisperer, and I wish him best of luck. I hate that how he did us. But at the end of the day, it's a business. I get it. But I wish him best of luck, and I think he has a good quarterback for him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't dislike the fit. I don't love the fit. It's one of those things where you really have to just see how it plays out. Here's a fit I don't love. Today, New Orleans called candidates that were scheduled to come back for interviews or candidates that were scheduled for initial interviews and told them that they knew the direction they were going in, which seems to be Kellen Moore. All signs are pointing to that. Of course, they're not going to announce that due to Kellen Moore coaching with the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Respectively.
Yeah, I don't think I love the fit. I've thought about it a little bit.
Okay.
New Orleans is coming off a season where initially they appeared to have a rather explosive offense. They had the pieces there: Kamara, Olave, Carr was getting on well with his receivers. Rashid Shaheed was making the big plays. A lot of injuries sort of derailed what I think could have been sort of an exciting season. What he does well and what he has done well in Philadelphia is great run block schemes. Having a mobile quarterback who kind of plays off the run blocking, who plays off their run. They do not have that in New Orleans. They don't have a solid offensive line, and Derek Carr is about as mobile as a tree at this point in his career. I guess you could say Alvin Kamara is a high-level running back. He's entering his age 30 season. Can he do what Saquon Barkley does? Absolutely not. How does Kellen Moore get some of those other weapons involved, and how does his system translate to Derek Carr's skill set? We only have 30 seconds. Josh, do you have anything on that? Because I'm sort of in between on this.
Yeah, and I am too, but I lean more to favoring this decision. The reason why I say that is his scheme is going to favor Alvin Kamara. They signed Alvin Kamara to a big long contract extension. He got his bag. He's happy. He's healthy. He's good. He's going to figure out how to use that pass catcher at the backfield. You got to remember, shout out to Boise State, the year of Boise State this year, I guess. When he was at Boise State, he had a mobile running back pass catcher at the backfield that he used very well, and he knows how to utilize that. They took them to deep into the playoffs as well, so he knows what he's doing. They got other focuses they need to worry about. I think the offensive side will be all right.
All right, and with that, we end our head coaching talk. We move on to a segment that I have been waiting for all year. Our fourth segment is the 4 Downs Awards. And unfortunately, I just got off the phone with some of our winners. They're really sorry they couldn't make it.
Right.
They say the same thing, that the 4 Downs Awards are to them bigger than the NFL awards or bigger than the ESPYs. So let's just get into it. Unfortunately, we did promise that all of our guests would be on. None of them could make it this week. I have the Golden Boot Award. Taking this from football, the Golden Boot Award. This goes to the Giants for letting Saquon Barkley go to a division rival. I'm sorry. The Golden Boot Award allows them to kick themselves in the ass for the next decade because as long as Saquon Barkley is in Philly, the Giants are fucked. So congratulations to the Giants on winning this year's Golden Boot Award. Next, I have my Mr. Moneybags Award going to Jamar Chase because inevitably he is getting the bag of a decade. He will be out earning. Yes, he will out earn Justin Jefferson, and for good reason. I don't think there's a single wide receiver in the league that has a better rapport with his quarterback than Jamar Chase and Justin Herbert. And if you don't let them play together for their whole careers, you have screwed your franchise. I would expect him to get, maybe 10% more than Justin Jefferson. Not because he's a better quarterback. Not because he's a better receiver, but because he means more to the Bengals. Without Jamar Chase, they don't have a solid offense at all. My third award is my favorite. This is the I Told You So award because I want to gloat and gloat and gloat because, Josh, you can attest to this. For 5 years, 5 long years, I have been telling everyone who would listen, if you give Terry McLaurin a quarterback, he is a top 5 receiver. What happens? Washington gives him a quarterback, and he is a top 5 receiver. So the I Told You So award goes to me because I am finally validated. I am vindicated from all the people who told me that drafting Terry McLaurin in the second or third round every year in fantasy for the last 5 years was a mistake, and I won 2 of my fantasy football leagues this year with Terry McLaurin as my wide receiver 1. Josh, where are we going with your awards? I'm curious.
Okay. I was just making sure you were done. I thought that was going to be the whole rest of the segment was just going to be about you. Nah, you deserve it, and I do want to go on the record and say yes. I've had witnessed him say this, and I can attest to that. But now to me, the Golden Boot, right? If we're talking about the Golden Boot, I got a 1A, 1B. I couldn't really make up my mind on this, but the 1A is going to be for the Dallas Cowboys. The reason why I say Dallas Cowboys is because what the fuck are you guys doing, right? You guys got all this money. Go ahead and buy that Golden Boot and get Jerry Jones the fuck out of there because he is literally running your organization to the ground. I'm not even going to talk about the whole Schottenheimer situation and all that. Anyway, so that's ridiculous. 1B, I'm going to have to go with, I know it's crazy because I was just talking about him in the last segment. We were Liam Cohen after that, Duval. Gotta go. You guys got to figure out, do an Urban Meyer one and done situation. Get him the hell out of there. It's Duval. Just so you know, okay? That's a real quick snip.
Let him grow. Let him grow into his role. Let him grow into the role.
Stop it. You should have been practicing that one thing, that one word, the whole time before your press conference, and you did not get that right. So anyway, on the positive side, money bag, right? Let's talk about Alvin Kamara. I mentioned earlier on in the show how he got his bag. The guy did it strategically. He got his bag. You said he's going into his age 30 season. Running back, that's up there, right? So is he going to start? That's you know what I mean? So does he start declining? He don't care. He got his bag. If he declines after this year, so what, right? So it is what it is. There's a new regime coming into town anyway. If he doesn't like it, deuces, right? So anyway, and then I told you so. Dallas Cowboys, I'm coming back to you again. And I say this because I got lots of Cowboys fans, and I'm hoping they hear this. And if not, I'm definitely going to send them this link. I told you guys that you guys are not that good. You guys are really not that good. You guys, as long as you guys have Jerry Jones in the house, I'm telling you right now, just like I told you so, I'm telling you right now, you guys will never be anything great in that division alone. So get over that you guys are America's team because you guys are not anymore. So get over that topic. And I'm telling you right now, you guys are not going to be good in the near future. Hats to you guys.
Tip of the hat. Cowboys suck, man. And I feel for Dak Prescott, man. He is in the worst situation for a guy who can put up MVP numbers when he is healthy. Unreal. Get the man a fucking playoff. Get him an NFC championship. Let him play in the Super Bowl. He's too nice of a guy to be rotting away in Dallas.
Yeah. Get him up there in Seattle.
Get him in Seattle. Let him follow up Geno Smith. Let him follow Geno Smith up there. I like that. That's a franchise that knows how to turn around a quarterback.
Come on now.
All right. And with that, we will end our show on a high note. Thank you guys for watching all year. Tune in next week for our Super Bowl preview where we talk about why the Chiefs are going to walk away with the Super Bowl 3-peat, heading into a 4-peat, 5-peat, maybe, hold on, a 6-peat, a 6-peat.
Stop it. Why would you even say that, LeBron James? You see what happened to LeBron James after LeBron said
8.
that?
He promised
Come
8.
on now.
I'm only saying 6. I'm scaling back just a bit my expectations.
Y'all not getting 3. Put that on the books.
We'll see. Wait. Hey. Predictions are next week, Josh. Josh, anything else to end with? I'll give you the floor to end.
No, man. Awesome show, man. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry I couldn't missed last show. Thanks for having me again. I appreciate it. This is one of the things I look forward to, and I'm happy that it's Super Bowl week.
Absolutely. I will see you next week, Josh. You have a great week. Guys, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Kaboomski.